So anyway, apparently for what, a year and 8 months, like 18 months or something, Ukraine has been planning this, and they had a drone attack on a Russian military base, and they destroyed something like 40 planes that have the capability of dropping nuclear weapons. Correct?
Yeah. So again, I don't want the captain to sell you short here. They attacked a base in Siberia,
Yeah.
which is like 2,000 miles away from Ukraine. So imagine Ukraine traveled the entire distance of the United States from coast to coast to pull off this attack in Siberia on nuclear bomber planes.
I just feel like I think like NATO emboldened Zelensky to think that he has the backing to do something like this.
I think they had something to do with it, probably too.
Yeah. Yes, because there's no way he could do it on his own. He definitely used whatever money America or Germany, Germany, I think gave them the most.
Even in terms of like logistics planning, first of all, you have to know where the bombers are. That requires satellite imagery. I'm not sure what Ukraine's capabilities are in terms of their space program and satellite imaging and things like that. Now, I do think the Ukrainian undercover soldiers snuck their way into Siberia.
Yeah, the spies are very
with a bunch of drones, launched them, pulled off the attack, right? But I do think that there's probably at least NATO European backing, logistics help behind the whole mission, right? I will say also what I find and why I think that is on top of that is like the target selection to me is odd. I try and think of things very practically in terms of incentives for people. Countries respond to incentives. Russia is not using nuclear bombers on Ukraine.
Right.
They're just not, right? They're not nuking Ukraine or anything like that. They're not weapons that are being used against Ukraine. So Ukraine is sending their assets completely out of position to a region far away, a risky mission, to attack weapons that aren't being used to attack them. It's a bit odd of a target selection.
Yeah.
Who's interested perhaps in those weapons being targeted? NATO is, right? Of course, if you're in a war, in a sense, in a Cold War or a proxy war with Russia, the nuclear bombers would be used against Europe and the United States. More so Europe, I'd say. A little bit more of an intermediate range. They'd be launching the big ICBMs at us.
We got to get on the Golden Dome, baby.
Right. So it is kind of in Europe's interest to damage some of that equipment. I don't see how it was in Ukraine's short-term X's and O's of the war, them winning the war. It really doesn't.
You're right.